Okay, for proper development, progressive development for any nation, you really need a robust educational system. This is taken, particularly university education. This is the spine of development. We have been in educational sphere for quite a while. I have been the chairman or the vice chancellor of the University of Khartoum, which is the biggest university, inaugurated in 1908. I felt at the time, after I left that university, I felt there are gaps. There are gaps in university education which can only be filled by private universities. The funding of some of the government universities, not only in Sudan but in Africa, has been thin from the governments. Education in universities is very expensive, and our governments are not all that adapted to expenses in something which you cannot see. A road you can see, bridge you can see, but this is a subtle development which we need, but we need a lot of finance. This is why some of the universities turned into a private branch of the university, meaning that they lower the admission criteria for getting tuition fees for the students to run the university. This is maybe mixing private with public, which is, I think, is not all that healthy. Okay, in Sudan at the time, in 1996, we thought about this university, inaugurated in the 4th of May, 1996, as the first private university which offers medical sciences, medicine, dentistry, nursing, and the like. Okay, so I felt the need there because education was limited in many areas. Very good students won't get place for university education in the country. Okay, they go outside, they go get exploited, they don't get the good quality of teaching. So this university came almost like a vision of importance, a vision of necessity, and a vision of promoting education through private education. Okay, its gaps definitely in number, because not many students who are good, bright, would find a place in the universities. If they insist and they have money, they go outside, okay? And certainly gaps in abilities and quality, okay? Particularly if you want to talk about research, okay? The universities, one of the arm which makes a university not just a general secondary school, is teachers and students are involved in research, and this requires quite a lot of expertise and money. So that is not very available in the government universities, which could be available in the private universities. Secondly, the decision making of the private universities is good and fast. Okay, unlike the government universities governed by so many bodies and so many policies. Okay, I would think that the assets which we had at then is the expertise. Those who put their heads together to put the university in order were very experienced educationists in the country. So 1996, it witnessed the first two faculties, medicine and laboratory technology, and then expanded. After 28 years now, it deserved an accredited name of UMST not only in Africa, Arab countries, but all over the world, because of the accreditation which the university had from all over the world. So if we just summarize that, it has at least 15 faculties, of all types, not only medical, but even business administration, economics, and media. Postgraduate, about 25 programs or degrees which is offered from diploma to PhD. What characterizes this university is the know-how, because those who are on charge knew what to do. The vision was very clear, and the mission was well outlined. The programs were innovative in many ways, and they answered the needs of the country and the nations and Africa. Like we had a master's degree in public health for medical and non-medical, because the concept of public health being for only doctors has changed. But that has to take place gradually. I'm pleased to say that the university has started it two years after inauguration, and it was then taken up by the government universities. I could see that the UMST has been pioneering quite a lot of changes, which is being followed by the country, government and private, in evaluation, examination, in degrees and others. So we needed that model. Okay, the role of universities in research is to support a system of research, okay, and then encourage those who are to do research. Not every staff, not every student would like to do research. This is a special talent and a special liking. So the university has really built up a system of education in research, both at undergraduate and postgraduate, with degrees like research methodology degree, diploma, and so on. Secondly, we were lucky to have those who pioneered the university are already involved in big projects outside Sudan, like WHO, African programs, development programs, and so on. So the links with the outside world is extremely important. You cannot do research in isolation. So this is one of the credit of this university, is it has a lot of links outside. And in a matter of fact, when the war erupted in Sudan, UMST was only second to University of Khartoum in production of high quality research. University of Khartoum is 100 years older and at least 10 times larger than UMST, but nevertheless, UMST came second as far as good production of research. And this is the strong arm of this university. Actually, what we are offering in any branch of the UMST in Africa, we are offering 28 years of experience. Okay? So we have a brand name. They are not starting from scratch. So if you graduate from UST Kigali, then you are actually graduating from UMST, which is about 28 years old. You are enjoying all the accreditation which has been given to the UMST from America and Europe. 3, you are going to enjoy a program which has been tested through time. Okay, Rwanda is a special place because it's very good. The weather is good, people are good, peaceful, tranquil and disciplined. So we are offering something in addition. And our students who came, it's not this year we brought students. We brought the students about 2 years ago, and they were helped by University of Rwanda, okay, in the hospitals, in 5 hospitals in Kigali they were studying. So we started 2 years earlier, and the students had tremendous experience, not only from Kigali only, but from out Butare, Nyanza, Nimata, other places which are rural in a sense. So they are gaining quite a lot of experience. And education is about experience. It's not about a book, because information now is available on the tip of the fingers. Okay, that's a very good question. I think first is Rwanda is a very virgin land for research because after 1996, it's the new birth, we needed quite a lot of information, basic information about health, mortality, diseases, spread of things, knowledge about health and so on. So, and this is the role of university. We see ourselves as a Rwandan university. We have to do this, okay, number one. Number two, we already brought expertise in research, like somebody here from WHO, like Noma and others, who are very skilled in research, okay. So the country is ripe for doing a lot of research, and we have the expertise. Rwanda is very accepted country by the West. And as you know that the funding for research comes largely from the West, Europe and America. Okay, so if you write something good, and you write it from Rwanda, then it gets higher acceptance than if you write it from Sudan. Okay, so we are going to use this opportunity of being Rwandan university, having the expertise inside the university, and having a willing community to be researched to get a lot of data in basic health indicators in Rwanda. And this will help the Minister of Health in programming, Minister of Health in prioritization, okay? And we can come out with new drugs, new modalities of treatment and clinical settings. Okay, university is about the community because it's part of the community, it supports the community, it solves the problem of the community. So if you talk about the community is two parts. The government community and the official community, and you can help with consultancies, ideas, even to the government, programs, health programs and so on. These are the job of the university. And then the community, which everybody think about social responsibility to the communities which are in need. So if we look into the second part, the university has pioneered quite a lot of big research. In a matter of fact, the African program of control of onchocerciasis in 30 African countries was stationed and headquartered in the UMST, at least for Sudan and South Sudan. So the social responsibility extended to AIDS programs, scholarships, helping people in need, advising economic development of people there, to the extent that the university, this is for the second year, received the medal of voluntary work in the Middle East. Received a medal for 2 years successively for the work which is doing, because it's a belief. It is a belief. The university believes in its job and responsibility as helping the society to bring itself up. Okay, when we started in 1996, I said that the language of the university is English and computer. So this is the language, which is the media, the language for media. Okay, so it started from where people ended. Okay, we received recognition very early, even before graduation from outside. Okay, the programs were robust, examination was robust, with external examiners from all over the world. Okay, so we did not have any doubt that our alumni will do well, and they did. Now they are spread all over the world, largely outside Sudan. Okay, 70% or 75% of them are outside, some in the Arab countries, some in America and England. Now they are doing very senior jobs, okay? Every time we receive a notion that somebody became a consultant, and actually the leader of robot surgery is Sudanese in UK, who is a graduate of our university. So these are doing very well in the world, and we are recording them, but the time is not, will not give. Okay, I worked for WHO for quite a while, you know. I think I've been blessed to work for a big organization like that, both in Geneva and Africa. I chaired the Technical Consultative Committee for the African program, which covers 30 countries, African countries. And that gave me an opportunity, a third dimensional look to Africa and to research. This was very changing moments of my life. I saw Africa at the base. I saw Africa at the village. I met ministers, I met people who are responsible of health and education. I could really see the gaps in African system as far as education and health is concerned. I had a strong feeling for Africa. So this is why I had a lot of friends in all of Africa, and they've been inviting us to come and do similar jobs of universities in these countries. As far as travel is concerned, you know, I travel less now as consultant, but I travel as to give advice about institutions, about how to set universities, how to set hospitals in different parts of the world. So it's a pleasure, and always for a human being, very satisfying to feel that he's giving. Yeah, well, 5 years before the war, which broke in 2023, I put a concept paper of Go Africa, okay? What is Go Africa? Go Africa is be there, not visiting, but staying in Africa, make education and make health. Because one, we felt that there is a need. Two, we felt that Sudan has a lot to give for African friends and African countries. As you know, the first institute of research in Sudan, maybe in many parts of the world, is 1908 in Sudan, and the first College of Medicine was 1924. So it's old history. So why do we keep this old heritage to ourselves? Okay, the Arab countries drain the brains of Sudanese. And most of the universities in the Arab countries, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, I stand up to say this, that has been founded by Sudanese, okay? In a matter of fact, we gained little from this experience. So our goal is to go south, to go to Africa. We belong better. We can offer some facilities and expertise. The people are receptive, and we feel the genes are very similar. This is why with my experience in Africa, we decided to go Africa. That's for the last 5 years. And the first country tapped was Rwanda and Tanzania. Okay. Rwanda is, coming after the terrible genocide, it became a different country. I think was reborn after genocide, which is the same time as when we opened our university in the 90s, early 90s. We found understanding and reception, okay? We brought some ideas about health centers and started by Frontier, which is now functioning well. And then we brought ideas of universities, because this is why we can do a lot of good for African countries. True, it's private, and we maintain our credibility, our viability by the students' tuition fees. But nevertheless, the benefits could be huge for the country and huge for our students. Okay, the program has been accelerated by the war because we didn't find a place where we can accommodate our students. We went to Tanzania, we have some partial reception, okay? But then, we didn't, feel like comfortable there. And then we came to Rwanda when we felt that these people are really receptive. I think Rwanda is blessed to have a leader, who sees beyond what other people can see. Number one. Number two, he is an African leader who accommodates African people in need. And this has helped us quite a lot. You can imagine that in 5 months, we have a building, we have a full-fledged university here in Kigali. We have brought almost like 50 staff from Sudan who are very expert, okay? And 1,000 students now is in Rwanda. This is a big leap for African development, for Rwandan development, and for mixing with Africa, because now our staff, senior staff who are very senior in Sudan, now are working here in some hospitals, in general hospitals, volunteering their work, and taking part of the examinations in Rwanda University, and our students in the dental college in Nyanza, Nimata, are doing a big job of health education to the people as far as conservatism in dentistry is concerned. So here is an example of 2 African countries, 2 African minds mixing and developing a program together. If you want to go far, you go together.